villagehotels.com. I'm Ian Danter. Laura Turner is alongside me in our Alexandra Palace commentary box. Good performance from Danny Noppert, pushed by his compatriot Gerwyn van der Velde there, but the heavy scoring from Danny Noppert that we were actually talking about, you, me and Chris Mason at the start of the show at 7 o'clock, we saw that from Danny tonight. It was good to see.
Yeah, and I think he needed it as well, because as you say, he was really being pushed. It went to one set all, and then after that second break, Danny Noppert came out onto the stage and he really didn't look back. He completely demolished the set average that he had from the previous couple, and he was so pleased, so excited to get across the line, because it was a potential banana skin for him.
And a little bit more demonstrative than we've seen from Danny Noppert in the past. He seems to be just letting himself go a little bit in terms of his personality, and it doesn't seem to be affecting his game. If anything, it's helping his game. So he's through to the next round. Meantime, talkSPORT and Pitch Experiences are giving you the chance to experience the event of the year right here at the PDC World Darts Championship on the 23rd of December here at Alexandra Palace. So here's how it goes. You and 3 of your mates could be living it large with platinum seats, fine dining, that's better than what we eat, what we get from the local petrol station, a complimentary bar, and exclusive access to the 501 lounge with our good friend Russ the Voice Bray, who'll be joining you. Then it's straight to your prime arena table for the best view in the house for what's going on stage. So get ready for an unforgettable Ali Pali Christmas. Here's how you enter for your chance to win. Text DARTS to 83338. That's DARTS to 83338. Text costs £2 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this phone number 03434 217 508. Lines will close 4 p.m. sharp on the 18th of December. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it subsequently rings. 18 plus, UK residents only for this competition, please. So for your chance to win a big day out here at Ali Pali for you and 3 of you mates, text DARTS to 83338 now. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. Jolly good luck to you. Now we've got 2 more matches to bring you. In a little while, Nico Springer, another up-and-coming German darting star, will take on Joe Comito of Australia. The interesting thing with Nico Springer, Laura, is he's got this arrangement with his workplace where in Germany, if you have a job like a darts player, they actually give you a lot of leeway in your working life and allow you the time to travel to take part in Eurotour events, Players' Championship events, and of course the World Championship. It's a great arrangement to have.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's one that a lot of players will be really jealous of, because it is a really tough thing for players, especially up-and-coming ones or those outside the top 32 to do. They're trying to negotiate a full-time job alongside trying to make progress within a sport which is becoming year on year more and more competitive.
It certainly is. Now Nico Springer takes on Joe Comito, and that looks very much in favour of the German. We'll see how that goes. Mark Wilson and Chris Mason will be back with that one as our final match of the evening session. But next up, it is a man who knows what it takes to get over the line at Ali Pali, admittedly in a behind closed door setting. Gerwyn Price won the 2021 PDC World Darts Championship here at Ali Pali. 43 PDC titles to his name, and he's had a good 2025, Laura Turner.
He really has, because actually when you look back even further to 2024, it was a bit of a disaster for him, and I do genuinely think missing out on the Grand Slam of darts, that was the point where he was really spurred on. He didn't like missing out on that, and as you say, 2025 has been really good for him, making semi-finals, quarter-finals, picked up a World Series win in Poland. Yeah, all round it's been good, and he just looks pumped up. He looks more like the fired up Gerwyn Price, and it really wants to make the back end of big tournaments. I'm sure this is one title. Yes, he has won it, but as you say, it was behind closed doors. To lift that trophy in front of a crowd, that would be amazing.
He's looking very trim as well, the former rugby player turned darts legend, looking in very good shape. And he also appears to have thankfully cast off, by and large, this pantomime villain tag that seemed to follow him around, especially here. We knew what happened a few years ago with the ear defenders that he wore. I mean, it was a bit of psychological warfare with the crowd, and he didn't really come out on top of that one because he just put a target on his back for the Boo Boys.
Yeah, well, it's only once in the last 6 years that he hasn't gone past the quarterfinals, and that was that one where he lost to Brendan Dolan back in 2024. It was that infamous match, but
thank you, ladies and
different
gentlemen.
player
A very
this
warm welcome
year.
back to the action. That is.
Here's John McDonald, our Master of Ceremonies, to welcome on not just Gerwyn Price, but his Czech opponent, Adam Gawlas, will be the first up onto the stage.
From the Alexandra Palace, London! And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, from Czechia, taking part in his second World Championship, the former World Youth Championship finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, a UK Open semi-finalist. It's Adam Gawlas!
So Adam Gawlas, tall, stocky Czech dart player, to make his second appearance at Alexandra Palace. But he's got one of the toughest assignments of anybody in this first round draw, to try and unsettle Gerwyn Price. But as you heard from John McDonald, if you make it all the way to the UK Open semi-final, you've got to have something about you to make it to the latter stages of a tournament like that. And he's on the stage taking the acclaim. Sorry, I have no idea of the walk-on music at this point. I looked to Laura Turner for inspiration, and she has nothing.
No, I'm none the wiser either, but crowd seem to be enjoying it, as does Adam Gawlas. But yeah, that UK Open, interesting one. It was the first PDC tournament where Luke Littler was beaten, and it was Gawlas that did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Wales, a three-time Grand Slam champion, a World Grand Prix champion, a two-time World Cup champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the former champion of the world, the Iceman, Gerwyn.
And a change of walk-on music for Gezi Price. Vanilla Rice has been chucked in the bin. And the Iceman on the stage. And you probably heard, certainly Laura gave me a look as soon as John McDonald started Gerwyn's introduction. A few boos came Gerwyn's way, the same as Ricardo Pietreczko got when he was introduced.
Yeah, you were just saying, weren't you, that yeah, he's
shaking
it off.
No, no, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
But I think it's less vitriolic than it once was. Well, let's see, shall we? How things progress with this next 5-set encounter. He's had a superb 2025. Another player, much like Danny Noppert, who we've just seen, that we really shouldn't overlook, with all the column inches that have been devoted to Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys. This guy's in Luke Littler's quarter. This could be a quarter-final for the ages if everything goes to form, Laura, and these two make it through to the last 8.
Well, one of the questions that was pitched to me quite a few times, because so many players, obviously, it's really hard to look away from the two Lukes to who's going to pick up the title this year. So the question started to get rephrased as, other than the two Lukes, who do you think might be able to stop them? And my initial answer, and my answer still, is Gerwyn Price, just because of that prowess and that confidence and just the resurgence of him back in 2025, because 24, as I said, was a really difficult year, and he could have started slipping down the rankings, but instead he's just managed to find that extra gear, and he's back up to world number 9. But I know that he won't necessarily be satisfied to out of the top 8. He's looking again to make progress.
feels like he's higher than the ranking that he currently occupies. Just feels like he's, because we're talking about him in such close proximity to Messrs Littler and Humphreys. And with the stat that's just popped up on our screens that he's made the quarter-final of 4 of the last 5 television ranking tournaments, that tells you all you need to know about the consistency that the man from Markham in Wales has shown. He has the honour in the odd-numbered sets. And Gerwyn Price gets us underway in this third round 1 match of the evening with a steady 85. Gawlas, the taller man with fair hair and a ginger beard that goes predominantly under his chin.
28.
Only scores 28 to get things going. And there's a, well, not a pantomime horse, but an inflatable horse currently tearing it around the arena here at Alexandra Palace.
A throwback, or is that in homage to a Bob Anderson walk-on from the Circus Tavern all those years ago?
Oh boy, the Limestone Cowboy, there's a great name to conjure with from the early days of the PDC after their breakaway from the BDO in the 1990s.
I'm not sure you'd get away with bringing in an actual live horse here to the Ali Pali like you did back then at the circus.
I think health and safety regulations have been tightened a little bit since the 1990s.
I believe so.
Something tells me feasibility studies would have to be done. Now Gawlas finds himself in the red bit on this visit. Price down to 2-1-6 after 9. Steady turn for Gawlas, but he's trailing Price, who looks as usual laser focused on the board in front of him. Might see a 180 here. No big yelp of celebration yet from Gezi, but he's down to a potential 13 dart hold with double 18 required.
And Gawlas himself back in the red bit. First 2 darts find the treble 20. He tried a bit of a no look with the last and only managed to 140. It looks good when it's pulled off, and Gerwyn Price finds double 18 for a 13 dart opener.
Just what he wanted to settle any potential nerves, but he doesn't look nervous up there, Gerwyn Price. Sometimes his doubling goes awry at critical points, and that's when the self-doubt can creep in. But with 4 Players' Championship titles this year, including, you know, relatively recent one, Players' Championship 26, so he's not front-loaded those wins all at the start of the year. Just consistent throughout.
I think one of the amazing stats off the back of those Players' Championship titles, he topped the table. He had the 4 wins like you mentioned, but there's 34 events over the course of a year. He missed 12 of them and still topped the table.
He's so consistent on the floor. He's been consistent all year. And there's the second maximum for the Iceman to pressurise the Gawlas throw in this second leg. It's his second appearance here. Adam Gawlas, he was bageled 3-zip by Ryan Searle in the second round back in 2022 in his only previous appearance.
He did manage to get a win in the first round against Richie Burnett, but as you say, went on to lose in some style to the hands of Searle.
And that UK Open run that he had the following year, he was only knocked out by the eventual winner, Goldfinger, Andrew Gilding. What night that was when Gilding won in Minehead against MBG. Brilliant night.
Really good. And this is really good from Gerwyn Price. Looking at double 18 once again. He's gone inside, so over for double 9. And double 9 is found. It's a 12 darter to back up the opener, which was found in 13. This is some statement.
Wonderful efficiency from the Welshman. So he's 2 legs to zip up in next to no time. And looking to close out this set with the darts in leg number 3. Gawlas yet to hit maximum, and he drifts his first dart into small 1. Comes down for the 19s. Only hits a single. And then treble 5. That's a bit of a bag of nails from the Czech. Price unruffled, just getting on with it.
Yeah, this would have been a difficult draw, I think, for pretty much anyone, but Gawlas especially lost his tour card early on this year and haven't seen a great deal from him. Did manage to qualify for this through the Czech qualifier, but averaged around about 88 in order to do that. He's well off the pace in terms of the stats that we've got compared to that of Gerwyn Price for the year.
Very much an aimer rather than a chucker. Adam Gawlas, very deliberate about drawing the dart into position. Price gets through his darts a good deal quicker, as you can hear them thump into the board. Only a 60. And Price glares at the board as he retrieves the darts. Down to 299 on throw, but Gawlas back on 406. Just can't find the red bit. Just averaging pretty much his seasonal average, really. He's 85 for the year, Gawlas. He's averaging 83 at the moment. Gerwyn Price averaging 106 for this set.
Yeah, it's a drop-off, isn't it? Because after the first two legs, it was 120.
Yeah, what on earth is going on?
But Gerwyn Price down to 199. Gawlas back on 310. Price leading 2-0 in this opening set. Everything looking rather comfortable so far for the Iceman.
He's not just been doing it domestically, he's been doing it on the continent as well. The Baltic Sea Darts Masters in Kiel back in July, the Polish Darts Masters. Doing great work on the European Tour.
59.
Yeah, and on the World Series, he never failed to make it past the quarter-final. It's just been a really solid year for the Iceman, but this would be the icing on the cake.
Well, Gawlas trying to pressurise the Price throw, but just can't find a treble, so he's back on 206. Gerwyn's got 6 darts from 140 here. Has that gone in the treble? Can't quite see whether it did indeed, so he's down to tops, the number 9 seed. But this time it's taken him 18 darts to get there, a bit more sluggish.
And slightly more pedestrian, but Gawlas still trying to find a big treble from 206. Only 560, 146 now placed tops for Gerwyn Price.
Good marker for Gezi. And uses it. And a routine first set win. Get this job done very, very quickly indeed. He leads by 1-0 in a race to 3. We'll bring you the second set next. Here on your home of darts on the radio, talkSPORT 2. Well, if you love your darts, whether it's league night, the local, or dreaming of a walk-on anthem of your own, you'll know that the right gear makes all the difference. Target Darts are the brand behind Luke Littler's rise. They've been with Luke from the start, crafting the innovative, high-quality darts that he now uses on the sport's biggest stages. And now, Target have taken the home setup to another level for you with the Omni auto scoring system. It's instant, accurate scoring and a slick, modern way to sharpen your game. So if you want the same equipment that's trusted by the most electrifying young talent in world darts, visit targetdarts.com and get on target.
It needs to be magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Littler gets on target.
Darts, Gerwyn Price 1-0 up against the Czech Adam Gawlas. There's been 2 quick goals at the Cardiff City Stadium in the Carabao Cup, live on talkSPORT right now. Cardiff had got themselves level at 1-1 with David Turnbull, but Pedro Neto has just restored Chelsea's lead. They lead by 2-1 in that quarter-final. You can follow that live with Joe Shannon and Stuart Pearce on talkSPORT right now. Ian Dancer and Laura Turner with you on talkSPORT 2 and the app and the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page if you're watching our InVision watch-alongs. And Adam Gawlas, who had a pretty torrid first set, the Czech qualifier, against the Welsh wizard Gerwyn Price, who pops in a 180 to start the second set, as if to say, right, I'm not letting up after this comfort break, I'm just going to pick up where I left off.
Yep, full intent shown by Gerwyn Price. That first set won in 45 darts, averaging over a ton, but Gawlas back, trying to reply in kind as he finds his first maximum of this match.
Oh, Gerwyn's got 4 perfect darts. Make that 5. Make that 6. He's hit a 9-darter here before. He's on one right now. Settle in.
How much he'd love to find the 1-4-1 in front of the packed house here at the Alexandra Palace. We know that he has got form. He can find it.
Everybody benefits from a 9-darter if you can hit one, as Gerwyn Price hits single 19. So it all dies down. The euphoria just for a moment. Apologise. Don't apologise to the crowd.
And more importantly, after 9 darts thrown, he's down to a double. That double 12. And looking at breaking the Gawlas stroke right from the very off in set 2.
2 12s. Misses with the first and with the second. Can still get a 12-darter. No, he's inside. So, as so often happens, the player on a 9-darter affords a chance to the opponent. 1-1 for Gawlas.
Yeah, full credit to Gawlas for still being in the leg. He's found single 18, 96 required. He can't find that treble 20. Gerwyn Price will be back once again. 12 points required.
Double 6 for Price on the wire, on the outside. And again, right next to it on a pinhead. And then inside on single 6, and Gawlas is still in the leg.
I'm just looking at that. I'm in shock. I don't know how that didn't go in, but it didn't. 16 found for Gawlas. Tops required, 2 darts in hand, just under the tops wire. So across for double 10. And double 10 is found. It's the first time that Gawlas has had an opportunity at the outer ring, and he pins it second dart of asking.
So a hold of throw for Adam Gawlas. You're listening to the World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with our friends at Village Hotels. Book your Christmas party now. Just visit villagehotels.com. Oh, Gawlas has hit 2 treble 1s in a row and then runs for cover on treble 19 and only hits a single. And so, having held throw, can Gerwyn Price put Gawlas under pressure? But he only hits a 60 at the start of this leg.
Well, you mentioned early on that one of the things in Price's game, if there is any slight criticism, is the fact that the doubles can slightly go missing. He was 3 from 5 in that first set, but he's already missed 5 in set number 2.
That is the only potential Achilles heel. He's a heavy scorer.
140.
Never gets phased by an opponent. It's just those occasional blips when it comes to those clutch moments in games for Gezi. But semi-finalist at the Grand Slam and the Players' Championship finals, Premier League and World Series of Darts finals. He's gone deep 36. All year pretty much, and asked questions of everybody around him in the sport.
Yeah, well, Gawlas now starting to ask a few questions of Gerwyn Price. Yes, it was by way of a few slips on the outer ring from Price that afforded Gawlas the opportunity, but once you get that first leg under your belt, then there is an opportunity to maybe relax and start playing yourself into a bit of form. We have seen it on a few occasions, some real close comebacks. I think that Alan Souter game, he was averaging high
96.
on 107.
107 after 2 sets against Harju of Finland, and then Harju, who was nowhere, absolutely nowhere, fought back to make it 2-2. We ended up with a deciding leg in the 5th set, if you please.
Well, Price, once again, raced ahead. He's down to a double. Down to a double after 15, but Gawlas fires back with a maximum.
Bit of pressure on these 2-8s for Price. Again, 2 dots outside, and the second one is leaning across the bed, blocking the view, and he's gone too far inside. More double trouble for Gerwyn Price, and a chance now for Gawlas to break. 60 required for the Czech. Single 20 right in the middle of the bed, leaves 2 darts at tops for 2-zip. Yes, only needs the one. Well, no real celebration or not the slightest bit of emotion from Gawlas, just casually retrieves the darts and slowly trundles to the back of the stage. Probably not realising it's still his go at the start of leg 3 for a chance to level things up at 1 set apiece.
You will sometimes see this from Adam Gawlas. He is not a player that is normally rushed. He is much more methodical. And for Gerwyn Price, if this set doesn't go his way, the one thing that he does have to be wary of is not to get wrapped up in the pace of Gawlas or get frustrated by it, because I have known him previously to actually slow down in certain encounters. He will go at his own pace, but Price doesn't seem too worried about it. The big scores keep on coming, but it's the doubles that's been a problem in set 2.
Yeah, as you can hear, the journey between dart 1 and dart 3 for Gawlas, who's throwing now, is considerably longer than the time it takes Gezi to get from dart 1 to dart 3, but this is effective from Gawlas, looking for a max, and he suddenly picked up his 3rd 180 to get down to 261. And I can't believe I'm saying this. He's got a chance to bagel Gerwyn Price in this 2nd set and go level at 1 each.
Definitely didn't see it coming, especially with the scoring power that we've seen from Price. But yeah, as they say, scores for show, doubles for dough, and it's 10 missed for Gerwyn Price in set 2.
Oh, 3 scored, 3 single ones from Gawlas. And suddenly any initiative he might have had in this leg is completely wiped out as Gezi runs for cover and picks off 6 19s.
Yeah, Gezi now leaving himself on 1-4-2, and by way of hitting just 3 in the previous visit, it's 2-5-8 for Gawlas. A leg that he was dominating, a leg that he threw first in, and now he's really on the back foot. But Gezi Price, we know he can get to the double, but can he actually see it out?
1-4-2 plays 1-9-8. Price hits a 25 and then goes for treble 20 for a fantastic setup for tops. And he'll be back for that with Gawlas still stuck on a non-out shot of 1-9-8 less this visit. How much pressure can he apply? Not a great deal at this point. 40 scored. Comes down to the 19s but only hits a single. So tops for Price. Can he get his doubling right this time? Oh, 2 on the wire. Not again. Surely Gerwyn. No, he gets it right this time. And just has a quizzical look to make sure that the dart was in the bed. Then happily nods and retrieves the dart. And he's back on song on the outer ring.
Yeah, he looks more than happy once that actually found the target. But yeah, they've been well thrown darts for the doubles. They just haven't gone in. And Price now down at 22% when it comes to the doubles hitting. He was at 60% after set 1, so a real drop-off. But there is no drop-off in the scoring from Price. So 140 found to kick off leg 4 of set 2.
He's bang on his darting average for the year. His 3-dart average is 97. That's what he's throwing right at this moment over the course of the whole match. Gawlas a bit under his average, about 5 points down on his seasonal average of 85.
140.
Very comfortable 140 popped in by Gezi to get down to 2-2-1. So he's got a chance to level things up, and then all the pressure will be on the Gawlas throw to try and secure the set.
Yeah, this is a game where Gerwyn Price came in as a real heavy odds-on favourite. Scoring-wise, yeah, you can absolutely see why. Again, if he can just tighten up the finishing like he did in set 1, as Gerwyn Price, true to form, 2 treble 20s in, drops the dart, has to bend down, pick it up. Does it affect the rhythm?
140.
Another 140 popped in. Have you ever known a dart player actually be penalised by a referee for dropping a dart and it being perceived as forward motion?
I haven't as yet. I haven't, but if anyone's going to do it, I don't think there is a player that drops their darts quite as much as Gerwyn Price does.
81 left for the Welshman. Wanted treble 19 for double 12. Hits treble 14 for double 10 though.
61
centimetre outside, but he'll be back because Gawlas again, he's back in the Czech Republic on 269 less these.
Could you imagine if you actually were the player that told Gerwyn Price that that was a thrown dart? I wouldn't want to be that referee, I'll be honest.
40.
George Noble wouldn't mind.
Yeah, George probably would.
George's
be right.
nails, he'd tell anybody anything. There's double 10 for Gerwyn, so we are level at 2 legs apiece in this second set. So now, what's Adam Gawlas made of? He's got a chance to hold throw and level it up in sets. But this is a vital, vital leg, you sense, for the Czech player. Let this one slip, and he'll be walking off the stage for the comfort break. Very disconsolate.
Yeah, the 2 legs that Gawlas has won, he has been gifted them by way of missed darts at double from Gerwyn Price, but the changing point in the set for me, in terms of just the way that Gawlas was going around the stage, was when he hit those 3 individual
82.
ones, because since then the average has gone from just creeping over the 90s in terms of the set average, and now it's 10 points off that. It's a real big drop off midway through the set.
Well, he was in single 1 again at the start of that visit, and I feared that lightning might strike twice.
41.
It's only 41 in the end for Gawlas. Nico Springer against Joe Comito to come next. Germany against Australia. Mark Wilson and Chris Mason will bring you commentary on that
59.
one, wherever and however you're listening or watching. Laura Turner adjusts the fan inside our commentary position.
Didn't think you saw that.
I saw it.
I'm just trying to. It's warm in here, you know.
I can't believe it's mid-December, December the 16th, and it's like we're in Blackpool at the Winter
47.
Gardens for the match play in July.
I really would liken it to that, but it's a packed out crowd, and obviously, you know, they're keeping us nice and toasty here at the Ali Pally as a 5th 180 goes for Gerwyn Price, leaves him on 180. Gawlas again way off, back on 313.
Just can't get any consistency to his game, can Gawlas. Won the Czech qualifier in November to get here. Former World Youth Champion, runner-up. He's now 23 years of age. Gerwyn, 17 years his senior. Edging down towards a finish. He's on Shanghai on the 20s. When he comes back, 120 required. Gawlas trying to come down from 256. Should get a ton here.
140.
Does better.
Improvement is 140, but it's a set-winning opportunity for Gerwyn Price. Finds the first treble. 60 points left.
Tops. Yes. Oh, and there's the first yelp of the night from Gerwyn Price, and a double fist bump. That's how you win a set and put yourself 2 clear of your opponent. And now he stalks off the stage with plenty of purpose. Gawlas is staying on the stage to throw a few practice darts. But Gerwyn Price 1 set away from the second round, taking the deciding leg in set 2 here on talkSPORT 2 to make it Gerwyn Price 2, Adam Gawlas 0 in a race to 3.
Magic. It needs to be magic. It is magic. 180. Luke Lickler, get on target.
Cardiff City by 3-1 in the end. Cardiff had pegged them back to 1-1, but got the job done. Did Enzo Maresca's side to go through. More Carabao Cup action tomorrow night across the talkSPORT network. So the evening session for the darts will be on the talkSPORT app exclusively and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page for the 4 matches we bring you tomorrow night. More on that in a tick, but we still have a game and a bit to bring you tonight. Nico Springer against Joe Comito to come, but Gerwyn Price, the much fancied number 9 seed here at these World Championships at Ali Pali, finds himself 2-0 up against Adam Gawlas, and having taken out 120 as a checkout before he left the stage, Gerwyn Price for the first time tonight, Laura Turner, just gave that yelp that we're so often hearing from him, because he's not felt the need to up until that point.
It was the first point that he'd been really tested. I mean, he shouldn't have been in that position. He shouldn't have lost the opening 2 legs of set 2, but he did. He found himself potentially 1 leg away from being on equal terms with Adam Gawlas. But it was the fight back. It was playing himself back into form and then checking out with the 120. Yes, it was a release of... It was a release of kind of a bit of tension, I guess, that may have started to build up in Gezi, and he just likes a big shout, doesn't he? He likes to let everyone know that he's here.
And you can hear that yelp at the bottom of Muswell Hill.
68.
I can imagine. Even with 3,500 people all around us here in this arena at Alexandra Palace. Price pops in a 6th maximum, casual as you like, barely any celebration. I think now that he's come back onto the stage, 2-0 up, he's thinking, right, get the job done.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I remember working here the year that he actually won the world title. Obviously, there was no crowd. There was no way of absorbing that sound. We could hear it right the way out the back. It was still just as loud, but it sounded so different in an empty room.
Yeah, we were in the Great Hall in our little commentary position. Bizarre old tournament that was for all of us, players, staff, media. But it was a privilege to bring it to you, as it is every year that we're here. And remember, next year we stay at Alexandra Palace, but that Great Hall that we mentioned, which is where the fans village is now, that is where the darts will be played, so that it can accommodate 7,000 crowds rather than 3,500 for each session.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, but still got this year to get through. And Gerwyn Price is 2 sets to the good over Adam Gawlas, and looking pretty strong and comfortable here for the first leg of set 3. It's 110 required.
So he's looking down at the 19s, single 19 hit. Went for treble 17 to leave tops.
54.
And then ends up coming up dry by hitting single 18. But 165 can't go for Gawlas. It's a bogey number.
434.
And that's a really good cover on treble 19 twice. But it may all be academic, because Price wants tops again. Hit it at the end of the last set. Perfect marker with that first dart. And another little yelp from Gerwyn. You heard it as he finds tops.
Second leg, Adam to throw first.
Kurt Bev is just reminding Adam Gawlas to stay out of the green exclusion zone that goes around the perimeter of the oche. You're not permitted to stand even slightly inside it when the other player is throwing. And Kurt just gently reminding Gerwyn's opponent that he was straying into that area just a tad.
Yeah, he's there to obviously control the situation, but when you say about controlling the situation, it's another 140. It's a 5th 140 for Gerwyn Price, and he really is now in the driving seat.
So 2 sets to 0 up, 1 leg to 0 up in this 3rd set
83.
for Gerwyn Price of Markham in Wales. Runs that chippy in Markham very successfully.
55.
We've had Justin Hood this afternoon talking about wanting to earn enough money to open up a Chinese restaurant.
I have heard that before. That is the dream for Justin Hood.
And he reckons he's got Luke Humphries as a backer as well, he was telling us in this interview. You'll find that interview, and it's a very funny one. He's in very good form, Justin Hood, on our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel.
He really is quite a character, and actually he really did have quite a debut as well.
I thought he was smashing, absolutely smashing against Nick Kenny. Barely allowed him a go at a double. I think only 4 darts at double Nick Kenny managed in the whole match.
85.
And he didn't play badly, the Welshman. So on to this Welshman, Gerwyn Price. They're going to come down from 2-2-3. You'll get down to a finish here.
99.
That's 99 scored. So 1-2-4 when he comes back.
Gawlas once again really is cut adrift and could
33.
only muster up 33 points. So it's 1-2-4 for Price, playing 1-9-9. Gawlas single 20 found.
He didn't need to go treble 18 for ball because he knew that Gawlas was way downtown, so he went treble 16 and 16 to leave himself on tops.
And he is that type of player that will do anything to leave tops. Tops is that dream double for him.
Looking at it again for 2-zip. Just underneath, so down to double 10. That's found. No yelp this time. Just a raise of the eyebrows, but he's one leg away. And he has the darts. This could all be over in just a couple of minutes if Gerwyn Price has his way. And if that's the case,
59.
thanks to the man that owns the fish shop, Adam Gawlas would have had his chips.
And understandably, it's a bit of a disappointed look on the face of Gawlas because he had a few chances in that second set, but it really hasn't been any kind of performance from him. Match average of around 80. Absolutely hasn't brought anywhere near his A game, not even near his seasonal best.
He will always be the first Czech player to have won a match at Ali Pali with that win over Richie Burnett that you mentioned back in 2023 in round 1.
41.
But tonight, against a top 10 player, just hasn't been able to match the heavy scoring of Gerwyn Price, even if his finishing has been twice as good.
It's been twice as good, but he's only been afforded 3 at the outer ring. He's managed to convert 2 of them, but yeah, it's the heavy scoring from Gerwyn Price, and that is continuing. It's 2-5-9 for Price, playing 2-4-5 for Adam Gawlas.
139 from Gezi gets him down again to Shanghai that he closed out the second set with. Is Lightning going to strike twice?
You really wouldn't put it past him, would you? And Gawlas cannot pressurise.
So there's the treble 20. Moves along the oche to the left as Gerwyn Price. Hits tops when he was going for the single 20, so double 10 for the match. Yes, an unconventional way to... He's going to stay on the stage so he can talk to television. Congratulations to the Iceman. He's through to round 2. Our final match of the night is